Tasya Vachakah pranavah. 1.27 Sutra, Samadhipad, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Om is not merely a sound to be chanted. It is not only a sacred syllable or a philosophical symbol. These are useful, but they are still descriptions from the outside. In yogic vision, especially in the teaching of Sage Patanjali, Om, the Pranav, points toward Ishvara, the inner guiding consciousness, which is not believed in but experienced. And this experience does not begin in theory, it begins in breath. We usually say, I am breathing, but most of the time, breathing is happening without awareness. Yoga begins at a very simple turning when breath becomes conscious. The moment breathing becomes conscious, something subtle is revealed. The mind becomes visible. You begin to notice directly how thoughts disturb the breath, how emotions change its rhythm, how anxiety makes it shallow, how desires make it uneven, how calmness makes it long, smooth, and deep. Breath becomes a mirror of the mind. This is not a belief, it is observation. Patanjali gives Om not as a slogan to repeat, but as a doorway to enter. When awareness rests steadily in breathing, reactions begin to slow down. You start seeing thoughts instead of being carried away by them. A small distance appears between you and your mental movements. That distance is the beginning of freedom. In some yogic traditions, it is said that breath flows through left, right, or central channels without forcing anything. When breath naturally becomes balanced and subtle, the mind becomes quiet. A centered state appears on its own. This effortless inner balance is closer to the meaning of Ishvara than any outer definition. When Om is practiced with conscious breathing, an inner refinement begins. It is not that oxygen rises to the ground. It is not that air travels upward into the skull. What rises is awareness, consciousness. Attention becomes less scattered and more inward. Mental heaviness reduces. Unconscious patterns begin to loosen. What we call ignorance, mechanical reactivity, starts to fall. Clarity rises in its place. Yogic language describes this as prana ascending through the higher centers. In direct experience, it means awareness becoming subtler, steadier, and more transparent. The Manduk Upanishad describes Om as the map of consciousness itself, waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and the silent fourth, pure awareness. So, pranavah is not only a sound, it is the structure of consciousness revealed. Our traditions also express these truths through symbols. The metaphorical meaning of Shiva holding the bow. The bow is the spine, the breath is arrow. If breath is restless, awareness has no aim. If breath is steady, awareness gains direction. Arjuna aiming at the eye of bird represents one-pointed attention, seeing only truth, guided by inner wisdom, Supreme Lord Krishna. Same way, Hanumanji, bowing to Rama and Sita in the heart chakra, represents disciplined prana and devoted mind, resting in awakened heart consciousness. These are not only stories, they are the inner maps. Om, therefore, is not only cosmic vibration, Om is inner alignment, a returning again and again to conscious breathing and clear seeing. The sages say pranavah was not invented, it was discovered, heard as the subtle pulse of the existence itself, not merely as audible sound, but as underlying rhythm of awareness. Still, whatever we say about Om remains partial. Om cannot be fully explained by mortals like us. It can only be entered breath by breath. Understanding deepens with practice from individual to individual as per their practice. Because Om is not a fixed idea, it is a living experience. As my Gurudev says, breath will reveal you to yourself. If we stay with it gently, honestly, consciously, Om stops being just a chant and becomes direct knowing. Om is Laya of Prakriti when understood deeply. With great humility, I say that it is not easy to describe Om. I have tried my level best to say few words about Om by the blessings of Lord Sage Patanjali. Ishvara is not born by the historical time, and the inner guiding consciousness is always available. This is the doctrine of Patanjali. I offer this understanding to with great humility to all of you. I again say that please don't believe this, experience it within your own breath by yourself. That is what is the teaching of Sage Patanjali. Hari Om, Om Tat Sat, Jai Ho.